They both stock sensor camera and also with the eye tracking autofocus and almost similar price, guys. Hello guys, so today's vlog, we will dive into two specs comparison between two flagship camera on the Canon, which is the Canon R3 and the Canon R5 Mark II. Actually, there's already R1, but still we didn't receive the R1. But instead, we will compare with the R3 because they are both almost similar price. R3 and the Canon R5 Mark II. And let's check which camera is best for you. And again, I will give you 10 reasons why you will take the R5 Mark II compare over the R3. So on today's vlog, let's check the specs comparison. But again, before anything else, if you're new to my channel, please consider to subscribe and hit the notification bell so at least you'll be updated for all the videos that I will upload regarding photo, video, and tutorial. So let's start now, guys. First, the Canon R5 Mark II announced last July 17, 2024 with a price of $4,300 body. Again, guys, this price is, I based the price for one of the shop in the US. It's popular shop in the US. Again, it's $4,300 body. While the Canon R3 announced last September 14 of 2021 with the price of $4,500 as of today that we are recording this video. And yeah. And again, they're both same, almost same price with the local market. So with the price of U.S. market. So one of the famous shop in the U.S. So yan guys. First, before we gonna check why the Canon R5 Mark II or 10 reasons why Canon R5 Mark II is best to buy than the R3. Instead, we go first why we will choose the R3 over the R5. Even this is already 3 years camera or more than 3 years now. September. Yeah, it's a 3 years camera. So, yeah, and first, reason number one, you have already XLR input. XLR input. I think this is the XLR input. No, this is Ethernet. XLR input. Okay, yeah, it's XLR. It's mini. The side here is for Tascam CA-XLR2D-C. So this is the XLR. You have already XLR. And second, you have a best ISO, which is the native ISO of this camera is 102,400 compared for 51,000 of the R5 Mark II. So it's good for low light. LCD resolution, you have 4,150K dots compared for 2,100K dots of Canon R5 Mark II. Maximum electronic shutter, which is 64,000 electronic shutter. It's very fast and 64,000 electronic shutter compared for 8,000 of the Canon R5 Mark II. You have more battery life, which is 760 shots compared for 620 shots of the Canon R5 Mark II. There's no argue on that because you have a big battery here, of course. And you have a flash port, flash sync port. I think there's a flash sync port here. But it's there, the flash sync port. This one, this is the flash sync port. So still you have, if you are using flash sync, so you have a flash sync port on the R3, also with the Ethernet port. So this is the Ethernet port on the R3. Okay, and you have illuminated buttons. These illuminated buttons similar with the Nikon Z8, which is very helpful when you are shooting in the low light or dark place, and it will illuminate the buttons here. So it's easy to find where is the buttons and you can use. Yan. So this is the reason why you will take the R3 over the R5 Mark II. So yan. And again, before we dive into the 10 reasons why R5 Mark II, let's check the similarity of these two cameras. So they have similarity again. First, you have already both stock sensor camera with the zero blackout viewfinder, anti-dash shutter mechanism, unlimited video recording, eye control autofocus, LCD screen size. They're both 3.2. Microphone and headphone port, time-lapse recording, AI bracketing. You have two storage UHS-2 SCF Express Type B, digital video stabilization, anti-flicker, vehicle tracking focus. You have wireless and Bluetooth connection, censorship image stabilization, fully articulated touchscreen, internal flash shoe, external flash shoe. They're both 30 frames per second burst mode. Weather seal, you have top LCD display, focus bracketing, you can remote to your smartphone, webcam function, eye tracking focus, and both have no built-in pop-up flash. You don't need built-in pop-up flash for that, I think. on these two camera. So now we dive in 10 reasons why the R5 Mark II is better to buy than the R3. First, you have already waveform monitor. It's very helpful for video to monitor your brightness. Dedicated switch for photo and video. You have already in the R5 Mark II. Pre-shooting buffer, camera start the capture and buffer image before you press the shutter. And you have 45 megapixel resolution, 45 compare for 24 megapixel. That's why this is good in low light. But 45 is very good, especially if you have lights. So it doesn't matter if you will use the high ISO. 45 is it's a good for large printing. Number 5 is the 5 is number of focusing point. You have 5,940 focusing point compared for 1,053 focusing point of the Canon R3. You have maximum video. Number 6 is the maximum video resolution. It's 8K compared for 6K. 8K and 6K. Number 7, you have full HDMI port. So, yeah, it's full HDMI port compared for, I think this is micro. Micro. No, it's a micro HDMI. So, micro HDMI and full HDMI. For me, I prefer the full HDMI. It's not easy to damage. So, yeah. Number 7 is the HDMI port. Number 8, they have focus stacking. You have focus stacking in the R5. You don't have in the R3. Weight, of course, this is more lighter. Number 9 is weight. 746 grams compared for 1,000. 1 kilo and 15 grams. And the number 10 is the pixel shift high resolution, which is around 400 megapixel on the R5. Yan. So again, the 10 reason. Number 1 is a waveform. Number 2 is dedicated switch for photo and video. Number 3, you have pre-shooting buffer. Number 4, you have 45 megapixel compared for 24. Number 5 is number of focusing point, which is 5,940 compared for 1,053. Number 6 is the maximum video resolution, which is 8K compared for 6K. Number 7 is you have already full HDMI port. Number 8 is focus stacking. Number 9, the weight is more lighter. And number 10 is the pixel shift high-res mode resolution. So, yan, that's the 10 reason why you will take the Canon R5 Mark II compared for the R3. So, yan, guys. But in the end, for me, if you are more in sports and wildlife, go with the R3. You have better battery life, and they are both 30 frames per second. 24 megapixel, I think it's more than enough. But if you want more lighter, and if you want to take with the 8K video and everything, I'll go with the R5. Just bring more batteries, and yeah, you have 8K video if you film not only photo, not only for sports, but also for wildlife video, then R5 Mark II is the best option. So yan, guys, I think that's it for today's vlog. Again, if you want to check the price and availability of these two products, you can visit our website, www.abworld.com. So yan, hanggang dito lang. Thank you and mabuhay.